God, it's Friday and good morning to you. Major thanks for joining us on today's edition. It promises to be exciting. And if you're out there, you're stepping out today, we pray that God will take you through your daily activities and bring you back home safely. And when that is done and dusted, we'll go back and say thank you to our God. Now, before we delve deeper into what we are here for today, let's encourage ourselves in the words of Scripture. And we'll take our Scripture reading from Psalm 121, verses 7 and 8. Dala wulule ichoniji oha ke nyumai enyo ke ikumi ke je kuku nijikpa uke ashikpa anyo. Ni ekani yake Yehowa abu ohe ke je efom family. Ebu o walahi shwe Yehowa abu okpoje ke omlimbahi ke jebe nemlin ke ashi nano fe. Amen. And then the English also reads that the Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and your going, both now and forevermore. So this is what the scripture is telling us. Now you realize that when you have a baby at home and then you try to carry the baby and throw the baby up in the air, the baby is always excited because he or she knows that there is someone who is going to hold me up. And so the Lord is telling us that he is going to keep us from all harm. He would continue watching over our lives and he will continue watching over our going in and our coming out. So today, this is what scripture is telling us. What are we really excited about? What are we looking forward to? God is always telling us that he is always there. He never sleeps nor slumber. I always say this. God has never slept before and he's not going to sleep because it is us. He's always going to stay awake and keep us until our very last breath. And so good morning to you again. Thank you so much for joining us on 𝗟𝗓𝗏 here on WTV. And today our agenda for the day is what? Okay, so Riddle, I owe you no apology. Why would I say this? And who is saying this? And to whom is this comment going to? Then again, meanwhile, if you have turned 18 years today, or if you turned 18 years yesterday, or you are turning 18 years tomorrow, or till Monday, I have good news for you. And so I'll give you details of that. Then again, our question for the day today, what is it saying? What is the responsibility of a man and a woman in marriage? Yes, you heard me. What is the responsibility of a man and a woman? So last week we started a conversation and this week we are continuing. But what is the responsibility? And this question is going to sit in 𝗟𝗏𝗃. And so when you call, please do well to answer that question because today our topic will be centered around the responsibilities of a man and a woman. In between time, we want to say good morning to all our sponsors, and our viewers are our #1 sponsors. Without you, we won't be here. And so we'll say thank you to 𝗟𝗏𝗃 Insurance Company. They are located in Osu, behind the Presbyterian Church. That doesn't mean that they are located in Osu alone, but that is where the head office sits. And so if you walk into any of the 𝗟𝗏𝗃 offices, you'll be able to talk to a customer care person who would walk you through all the different ranges of insurance policies they have, ranging from the motor insurance policy, contractors or risk policy. Now there's marine insurance, there are bonds, there are money insurance, and many others that would suit any of your needs. And so do want to walk into any of their offices today. Then again, we'll go to Methodist University, Ghana. Admissions for the next semester is still ongoing. And so grab a form. If you are a Methodist, remember it is free. If you're a non-Methodist, you pay. But if you're a Methodist, again, you get 30% discount. And then subsequently, on every semester, you get 10% discount for yourself. And that can go into buying of your books, or you can top up and get a hostel for yourself. Locate the campuses in Tema, Dansoman, and the 𝗟𝗏𝗃 campuses. And we'll say thank you to Sankofa Natural Spices. Walk into a shop today and you get a wide range of different spices that will suit any food you want to prepare this morning or today, or even to an extension the weekend. KFK Foods is still here with us for your breakfast, your lunch, your supper, and in between time you can also get your snacks from them, and their snacks are very, very, very nice. So try out KFK today. And KFK is located in or on the Ambassadorial Enclave, the first floor of the Wesley Towers here in Accra. And if you are in Tema or Dawinya or around Po, you can locate them inside Tema Community 25 and next, or you can call the numbers That'll be rolling on your television set, and you can speak to someone who would take up your orders and deliver your food to you. Methodist Investment and Properties Limited is still here with us for all your printed needs. So you are looking forward to printing some logos on your t-shirt, your Lacoste, some anniversary cloth, you want someone to sew it for you. This is the only place for you. Locate them inside the Grant House adjacent the Holy Spirit Cathedral. Now, again, thank you goes to Multi-Credit Savings and Loans. If you need a loan today, if you need a business idea, if you have a business idea, you need a loan to fund it, Multi-Credit is there for you. Just look for the red and then the blue signage, walk into any of the offices nationwide and speak to an agent. That'll be it. We'll be back after the break and we'll be seated to bring you Diru.
Nana ye, Ediana mihui, enemrim, and now water kakadro pepperin sia, na wakwa kochi.
So mommy, said you me pemedi and in your natural. Me this spicy so.
Emuna kakadro garlic rinsia, na spices, a kakadro, garlico, a dear, and a yake carbon. Nay, dear, Sankofa natural spices.
Oh wow, the son I can see you now. And you may I hit me. Hey, Munya direct, you know, any day muchu. A free necro, Sankofa natural spices, and one you use 100% natural. Said the pen.
Out of 4, Mamunya huge mistake. Sankofa natural spices.
Do you need quality and professional ministerial attire? Be it cassock, clerical shirts, stoles, preaching gowns, preaching bands, wedding gowns, and sanctuary vestments? Then your best destination is the Methodist Investments and Properties Limited, MIPL. Individuals and churches can also contact MIPL for their African wear, both male and female, curtains, church or institutional anniversary clothing, Friday wears, mufflers, diaries, liturgy books, souvenirs, badges, Lacoste and t-shirts, among others. MIPL produces natural fruit juice such as ginger, pineapple, mango, millet, banana, as well as specially prepared ginger powder to boost your daily vitality. MIPL Property Management is also available to both individuals and corporate institutions in managing your property and providing investment solutions. Locate MIPL office at the Grant House inside Adzika, Accra for your businesses at affordable prices, or call us on 0242 122 787. If you are looking for an office space which is spacious with a car park, 24-hour security, standby generator, then look no further. The Grant House building is up for rent and is located adjacent the Holy Spirit Cathedral, Accra. Call us on 0242 122 787. KFK Foods is an award-winning world-class restaurant with over 10 years experience in both local and continental dishes. We render services for parties, cafeteria services for schools and hospitals, individuals, corporate and institutions, as well as groups who want to treat their partners to delicious meals and services. We have all local and international dishes including banku with tilapia, fufu with light soup, fried rice with grilled or fried chicken, assorted fried rice, fish with chips, noodles and spaghetti, pizzas, pastries, shawarma, beef and chicken sauces. All kinds of breakfast baskets in Accra. Locate us at the Ambassadorial Enclave on the first floor of the Wesley Towers at 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. from Monday to Saturday. In Tema, locate us at Community 25 Annex, where the event center is located at 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. from Monday to Sunday. For all orders, call us on 0244 637647 or WhatsApp us on 050 33171153. KFK Foods, you deserve it. Welcome back once again. It's time for Deru. Enti ya sign aba ya body de wa onim in sema ye de ama ni na ebebro. Now I've been joined virtually by Osofo Vincent Adzika. Osofo, good morning. Where have you been hiding?
Good morning, good morning.
Osofo, that's what's in new.
Mister, how are you? How are
Fine,
you?
thank
How are
you.
you?
Yourself?
I'm fine, I'm fine. I was just telling somebody right now how beautiful you are looking.
Hey, thank you.
And the fact that I knew you were beautiful, but today you are looking extra beautiful.
Thank you.
Kembo myself, yes, happy to be with you. Happy to be with you.
Okay.
Happy to be with you. Yeah, so now if you want to know, and our viewers want to know why I'm not around right in the studio, I am mandated to go to all the synods and do two major things. Number one is to let everybody know that WTV is now a DTT, and the fact that we are still welcoming all our church members who want to advertise on our show. And the fact that everybody should patronize WTV. And for that matter, the flagship program, Sorry Nashrine, the most watched Christian morning show.
Ever.
Yes. And lastly, to also advertise for Methodist University and to announce presiding bishop scholarship and other scholarships. So I've been going from the synod, started from Tema, came to Northern Accra through Somanya, and then now in Kofori, we are waiting to join them this morning. But as duty calls, I need to be on my Sorry Nashrine show. So you summoned me, now I'm here. Good morning.
And you shall say free first story, no. That's to say, let me just read the first story so that you always do your translation as you do it. So the Social Security and National Insurance Trust is projected to deplete its funds in meeting its financial commitments to beneficiaries in the future. Now, a recent report by the International Labour Organization indicates, based on its actuarial valuation, that SSNIT reserves are expected to reach zero by the year 2036. Previously, SSNIT functioned as a provident fund offering coverage for accidents, old age, disability and death, in addition to serving as an immigration support. However, in 1991, it transformed a social insurance pension scheme governed by PNDC Law 247. Since then, the scheme has consistently provided financial security for retirees. Now, as of 2020, SSNIT has provided coverage for over 1.6 million Ghanaians, representing approximately 16% of the country's workforce. In recent years, the administrative expenses of managing pension funds have steadily increased as a percentage of member contributions to the scheme. This trend suggests that a growing portion of resources intended for the beneficiaries is being allocated to the operational costs of the scheme. This raises the important question of how these funds are being utilized, if not for their intended purpose. The report shows that from 2008 to 2020, the average return on total assets was 12.2%, adjusting for inflation. The real average return on assets is 0.9%. One notable aspect of investing in Ghana is the 91-day Treasury bill, which have provided a higher average return of about 17.5% over the past 12 years compared to the normal return on assets. In fact, the fund's return has averaged at 70% of the average yield of T-bills.
Hey, Ashefo asem the ebe mi se nya sem papa kra na. Yenya ye contributed to SSNIT no. Enye asem papa kra man. Said the miss na echichu mo kinkan man no. Eye aban adwuma eku a ye friend SSNIT. SSNIT eye baby a aban adwuma ye fo sisi o matremu kura akọ se uye edwumani bia utimi ede okakrawa ekokokora se de be ya se unyini kwa homegie mu na uye pensioner na sikai omo de ma nkakra na nse na papa no ne maame no bi ka se senate fu kwa na 200 ye de ashonsa 300 ne de ashonsa anka enye kra nti se payday na nso asemi de abopusa kakre sane se eye edwumayekuo bi a ye from ILO womo ana ene womo ka se yanhwe yi a eye senate fo omo reserves a ye sika eda ho a omo edi ye omunyuma wanhwe yi a ebedu eye the year 2026 no na sa sika na sakra de obroni efre no eye reserves no inti eye International Labour Organization yi womo eye edwumayekuo bi a womo edwumayefo a ewo wiase nyina omo fapem na omo farobai womo ntotoye ana omo hwehwem na omo hwehwe senate ensemu ya sese yanhwe yi a eye senate aye nyina ye don a ye tie nkakra no wanhwe yi a penim bi e ba hye tomo the year 2036 na sikanu nyinala asa na I think that is a very sad one for us.
Yes.
The beauty of pension is how much you enjoy if you go on pension. That is why SNIT themselves want to always tell employers that make sure you pay. But they say you won't pay any by the year 2036. The reserve will be depleted. Yeah, I think it's a very bad one for. But when we come to the discussion segment, I'm sure that we will throw more light into it. So now let's go to your second story. Voters register update is slated for the month of May between the days of the 7th to the 27th. Please pick up that story for us.
Okay, so the Electoral Commission has set May 7 to 27, 2024 for updating the voters register ahead of the December general elections. Now, according to the EC, the EC is to allow those who just turned 18 to have their names captured in the voters register. People who are above 18 but have yet to register for a voter's ID card also have the opportunity to do so during this window. Deputy Chairman at the operations at the Commission, 𝗟𝗜𝗍𝗘, who made this known during a May Day forum by organized labor, indicated that the previous political parties have been made aware of this development. Voting registration is often the most complex and expensive component of the electoral process, and it involves identifying which citizens are eligible to vote and producing a list of register of voters for use on polling day. Often a contested process, and if wrong, they compromise the entire election process. So the voters register plays an important role in securing a very successful election, he said. Mr. Tete added that an exhibition of the voters register will be subsequently done to allow for correction of names or other details.
You Ashefone Kobane Sadiana, a Electoral Commission of Ghana, Asway na Miss Nadi Edui, Etranitiawa, Ekase EC. Na EC for ND Ababe to just say, Yenina Yenum say, Afi, Abato Afi, na December Bosomi Toson Sono, Yenina Yebenanti, Sana, Yako polling station, the Kukurumutia Kwako team, a year Adaka BH, say, Ayamanyoku, Biu, Zeto, na Yedi team. Yaboko Kokosa 7, and friend team, Nehuneso. Kai said, Mamma Brebi or call, say, Woko Vutu, na no one Pamanyoku, into cause, ha, Sapa Pandia, and Petty made a permanent Reneso. Me patrol, and Reneso, and from permanent Reneso, yet the Pem Adakana, a walk named Chena Kukrumuti. Dear easy for air can say, a year Busumi May, a year Baby Romu, a year, a da, a tosson soon, Cocosi, Nebu noon sono, ye Baby be a year, dear friend, register, Intino, say, Didi kind, what row would ya now? I caught no alcohol said, and to Toyanin she Udin Hunarano, Bibia a year come. A face so say a fe, and already a year in film or Trianganka, ye may Nancy maybe a year a secondary school. Na ebisu so crass so ewie GSS na omuti school na utumu say onyini wo mu pa so omo share that edit te na ye kasa omo a omadi 18 eko nyina mutimi ko na moko eko chromu dia fe so enye din chro na hyase anase di kama ye mana omadi efiedu nwotwe ne nkwa na emom ososo a udin bi udin no eho atochema ebias na ubetro misi sofo Adzika medin a eye Adzika 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗘 Vincent wanfa 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗘 na amape unchro medin tie se mekọ na mekokoye eho ntoto enti na ye ka eye boko o kwa na udi ulai mu kama no wakọ chro udin anase wakohwe enkekanya ewo udin. So with that we go to the third story, and this third one will amaze all of us. That's right in the Ashanti region of Ghana. Otumfo asase so ana miss na I go say I owe you no apology for doing my work. Ashanti Regional Minister to ECG. Now take us to Kumasi now.
So the Ashanti Regional Minister 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗘 says he cannot comply with demands for an apology from the staff of the Electricity Company of Ghana for performing his duties. According to him, the ECG had agreed with the Kumasi Technical University to settle their debt within an agreed time frame. Mr. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗘 argued that his decision to report the ECG Ashanti East General Manager Michael 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗡 to the police was due to management's breach of agreement in the payment schedule with the university. His remarks comes after members of the senior and junior staff unions of the ECG in the Ashanti region demanded an apology from him for mistreating the area general manager of the ECG. Mr. 𝗟𝗏𝗡 was arrested on the orders of the Ashanti regional minister because he allegedly defied his directive to restore power to the school. Mr. Mensah stated that although the university adhered to the agreed schedule, the ECG disconnected the university, claiming the action was taken by a national task force, adding that the university was disconnected despite the facility using prepaid meters. Now, this agreement was between the EC and the Ashanti East region and the Kumasi Technical Universities. Parties agreed that 60% of ECG bills owed by the Kumasi Technical University from August 2023 to December 2023 will be paid 2 weeks every month. Now, the accumulated difference of 40% will be paid by January 31, 2024. Now, if KSTU is unable to secure a letter from the Ministry of Finance and government's commitment to pay the debt, then the KSTU, must reach an acceptable debt schedule agreement with ECG not later than January 31, 2024. Now, ECG reserves the right to take debt recovery action against KSTU without further notice when this agreement is breached, he said.
Eye etupana yede du tumfo osetu asas opem so asas so na yedu we de enye menhia ne wo nemum ye wo ECG aso eye ene osoafo a ohwe Asante mantel mu eye owura 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗘 Mensah ose woni chopa bia edema ECG fo ose oni apology bia edema ECG fo meka say ye mofra na yeti apology se brofo na nya papa apolo benje kay apologizing but we dey ose oni apology bia edema eye ECG eye boss na adenti ene koba ne sa munim za nansen ECG fo eko efie mu ko nyuma mu se wo ya banjum na parliament kura yidumomo light etwam na wo a wo tifia wo ye bodwa anasa wo te wo singing room ye betwam eno ne sense wo di ECG kankan ade a ene ye betwa wo light mu tinton time ne aka kiro se be ye reconnection anase wo betumi susu a na waba betua ne nkakra ye ana eye ECG fo etamoma paso edi eko eye Kumasi Technical University etwaniti ase KTU na asem no koba se womudum no KTU for edekodan eye minister na minister so yes obefre eye ECG for na onomo atenase na entuaye no ehun hyehye wo mayo ye na wo moyo no kama na ekoba ni se ECG for ebo anyu wo mo eni nanu eni nansa yehu ya se ECG for asan tamapaso a omakwa eye electricity ni mu we ana eye minister every police force, a police force, me na still me gusu ye chairman of the Regional Security Council. Into monko na monko nkoche 𝗟𝗏𝗡 manager. Na a police force so ede osie yo ekokoche 𝗟𝗏𝗡 Ashanti Regional Boss ya. 𝗟𝗏𝗡 force so omobonyo omokra omani abra. Womo ka say papa aden na wo yes bibie ni kura nka yentena edam na yenka aden na oche ye boss no so oni chopa bia esan say ye nyina yetena ase eka say enhihye ye bedu su say KTU foi omo amra eye nhihye ye so na aden na wo de utumi sorry afa paso say okwa akotwam wo fa Simon say wonti obia wache na Anna, ECJ Jumai force also say, we need an apology from you. Say, what about check your boss? Now, some say, especially when you don't have money and you're a big man or a big woman, you always want to prove that you have power. But Ora Simo, we the Sika and a winnie. Ni ECJ
okay. So we are Easter.
Yes. So to the prisons, you put a certain clash between the soldiers and the prison officers riding
Boku. So there is brewing tension in Boku in the Upper East region following a clash between officers of the prison service and some military personnel. The clash resulted in a gunshot injury to an officer of the prison service on Wednesday afternoon. Now, details of the cause of the clash are still sketchy. However, sources in Boku indicates that the military officers were angered after the prison officers protected some civilians who were being pursued by them. The two civilians were said to have been a nuisance at a function at the Boku Chief's Palace, and the military wanted to discipline them, but they escaped to the camp of the prison officers. The military sources say upon arrival were met by the prison officers. Now, upon noticing that they were outnumbered, the military retreated and returned to the prison officers' quarters with reinforcement. The clash resulted in a firearm being fired, causing the injury of a prison officer. Meanwhile, the Ghana Armed Forces say they have taken note of the video and are currently conducting internal investigations into the matter.
We so nye asem papa be me say the obunu we ka say tension bi anaba Boku asojafo ntem ene a prison officers for so ntem na ye kan na akwakoye say ekoba say na de be from civilian fo bi ana akoye so mudi omagro ewo echire ho ana asojafo ana yes na momo yes ade we dia mo hwe da enye ni US etimi edemo ba de boni be ka say discipline them na discipline ya na prison for officers so wo ka say enye sa na say eba no bibie ni a entoboase ene kakra ana ese kon ekoba ne sa no na akwa say mente me ho ase we can where power lies we can ana akwa say a prison officers any soldier fu on the apo ania show her where power lies. As he say no, akoye asem nyo edaso. Now your time ninja, let's move very fast. Let's go to the fact that some canoes have been destroyed right in the center of the city. Yeah, Jamestown, Lenche. So
a heavy rainfall accompanied by strong winds and high tides on Tuesday, April 23, 2024, led to the destruction of approximately 25 canoes near the sea defense built as part of the Jamestown Fishing Harbour project. The affected fishermen are now appealing for government assistance to help them recover from their significant loss to their livelihoods. The incident occurred when heavy rainfall combined with strong winds caused high tides that destroyed over 25 canoes near the sea defense.
All right. Nibe ke waje kumasie wohu boko shi biane wobaga ni ke wobaga le hu Jamestown wo she biane chief fisherman ni yo Jamestown ni ama ulu le rio biane eke nuko banne tomo last week mini na kanu ani banne efite lele 25 ni akayansho ni yo Jamestown ni akake nege nune ni ne no na atole tidal waves bafata nuhe ni efite lele kome 25 iwo bia na ekpa fa ake abawame wala ake ni sene abafe sea defense work ha Jamestown Landing Beach ni anya ni abapa ko lele jeme shi na wi one ni ke ame ni ejewi ni ke abawa me efe fine chon. So now you want to add up to
yes ewo noni ayu okekeji ake inshokeko echa be kuku na mi ni balake lele ya boy kumikumu ya afeto monyuma enyoke enumo fe efite ejake si defense wall na ma ejeme ebalake be ni shokie kekemba neke lele ne ya shi te na ke wonu emie ne wo lele fe fiti energy na meko amlalo ake amenkpa fa ya ka amlalo aba ni eba wa me bona fe ni amenna ameda anma ekon. So move to Nigeria now.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. So Nigerian authorities have closed a high.
You are happy the way you did the God translation.
Simple.
I mean, simple. From a native. I think I like that one. Very, very good. Our people will be happy.
Okay, so
let's go to Nigeria.
Okay,
please.
so the Nigerian authorities have closed a high-end school in the capital, Abuja, over alleged bullying incidents involving some of its students, local media has reported. Now, videos appearing to show students at the Lead British International School assaulting their peers have been circulated on social media. The videos sparked sharp criticism online, and angry parents were seen storming the school. Now, on Tuesday, the school authorities announced a 3-day closure to enable them probe the matter.
Nigeria alatamamu na suku bia ewo Nigeria mu yese ewo Abuja sese de ebem se yatum kura esane se etutrasem bi aba suku force nti se de mu hu ewo video no so nka emma de nka sister na ekoso we de oba pa na wate ne ho agina oye senior nti wo bo ninia junior asum pan sa no na yesi esuku fuo yi so na om de abeto social media so a said de mu hu no WTV so yenya bia ye twa kire mo ne no ana awofo a wo mama wo sa suku mo di mirika brane eko suku won say mu hu ya the eko new enye asem papa kenim say girls school the bullying is a little subsided, but it appears that this time girls are punishing girls because they claim they are juniors. Not too good a news, but in that we say hooliganism and bullying are just not allowed, whether in Nigeria, in Ghana, or even in South Africa. You just can't do this. All right. So thank you so much. So, should I take us to the break?
Oh yes, sure.
All right, so if me now they tell me to do my job and you go so yes or na change me so you try your one by your bar the part 2 of the day rube bremo na ye ne ora shandoff ebetena ase na ye didi nkomo na nsem wa ye hwegu ye no wo ba agbele mi wo ba agbela mi koni wo gbasa na ye twa ye ho abasesi ya ba still remains the most watched Christian morning show. Sorry na shrine ye ba sesi ya.
Nyansa ashese onyinyamishu. Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them. Matthew chapter 19 verse 14. Oh yes, let the little children join hands with WTV every Sunday for a special children's service with the Methodist Church Ghana at 10 a.m. with a repeat at 2 p.m. on WTV and Facebook. Nyasa ashese onyinyamishu. Wesleyan Television, reaching out to the world.
Christian fie. Mema mi kun aye Christian ni. Na me mofra aye Christian fo. Mema mi fie aye Christian fie. Ban papam eye dwumadi a ekoso ewo WTV so. Ekasa afa ekwan a ye tete ye mofra. Ekwan a ye befa so ama yaware ayefe ne yaware edimu. Efie entete ye anase fie siesie ene efie nkomodie mu nso yenya ento nchen. Into me to nsa frɛw sɛ hwɛ WTV na nneɛma pa bebree ɛwɔ WTV so enwumpa enkomodie papa nneɛma pa ɛbɛboa me ne omienu ɛne yɛn fie kɔso ara na hwɛ WTV.
Welcome once again. This is the second part of 𝗟𝗓𝗘. We've been joined by 𝗟𝗚𝗡, who is also one of us here. He is also a journalist. Good morning, Pa.
Good morning.
You don't look bright. Are you okay? Are you fine?
Everybody, if you're a Ghanaian and you are, I'm just examining the SNIT report. I wish I had time to delve deeper
to give us all the details,
because and that is if I appear gloomy, I think that explains it, because it is not even 2036. I'm jumping into the meat of
12 years into 2036. Yeah,
it's actually going to start from 2029. Okay, there is the final depletion that would land in
around 2036. Okay.
But it is even going to start in 2029, and that's a cause for worry, especially when you look at
from now.
Exactly, especially when you look at the fact that, I mean, already we are at the global lender, we are looking for interventions that have not yet come in, all of that. So if I'm looking gloomy, you would have to forgive me. Perhaps it's because of that development.
So this is it. Today the topics we are going to be treating are a little bit sensitive. Osafo, you are saying something?
Yeah, so I was asking that Shandorf should just relax, so we greet him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Because I don't see why I'm supposed to pay 18.5%, and by the year 2036, I've not even started getting into my pension years, and then the whole money is gone. We are not so excited about that, but we'll see where this conversation will take us. Yeah,
especially for our mothers and fathers who are after 50. They know they only have 10 years to do this, and it doesn't look good. But let's go through the stories one by one. I'm sure when we get there, we will be able to take it from there. And so, now should I still?
So that's our very first. That's our very first story.
It still remains our first story. Yes, it still remains our first. So, Shandorf, let's pick your views. I could see you were writing. Yeah. So let's pick your view.
Yes. Once again, good morning to your very good self. So far, Adzika earlier was making the point that you were looking bright. I think it's not just because of the white color. It's more than the outfit. So there is an English word that typically describes things that are
don't give us BBC
appealing.
English.
No. I'm just trying to help the conversation. I'm following from where Osofo stopped.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So for the fact that I think that the word is porcritudinous. When someone is extremely appealing, that's the term that we use. So this morning, I want to say that we are looking.
Repeat it. Please repeat that word.
Yeah, porcritudinous. Maybe the producer may want to.
Producer will have to project that word for us.
Be the word of the day.
Seriously, it should be word of the day.
When someone is porcritudinous, it means that the appeal is extremely striking, and I think. And that's how you're looking this morning. Yes, but that appeal is not in the hearts of so many Ghanaians because of the fact that, I mean, the reserves are depleting. Now, this is my concern. We do understand that, of course, and government has consistently used the excuse of the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Russia and Ukraine to explain away all the mismanagement.
Okay.
But when we got to the point of the domestic debt exchange, I think that is just in 2022, we heard that government now wanted to tap into the reserves of SNIT and, you know, contract loan facilities and all of that. That is when some of us started saying that, look, this thing would have repercussions that we would not, absolutely, that we would not be able to deal with. And now this is what the International Labour Organization is saying. From where we sit, again, I'm saying that I have not thoroughly gone through the report, just the excerpts that's published online. But of course, my former colleagues, Anthony and Abigail and all those people, it gives a very worrying impression, okay? But in the midst of the adversity, I think there is a way out. And this is the way out. This is the time for private insurance companies to kick in. This is the best time for them. Because
so you're talking about the tier 3 pension scheme, because the private pension insurance schemes are the tier 3 people.
Regardless, but they have not been the full custodians of pension disbursement. Normally, we attribute everything to SNIT. But me as a worker, okay, all of us, I mean, in our prime working, I would prefer a private company somewhere, or even a susu box that nobody can go and break, so that every month I'll be putting in my funds till I get to retirement. Because this is very worrying. And this particular government has tapped into places that ordinarily they are not supposed to be tapping into. First, it was the domestic debt exchange, where people's bonds were now being, you know, reviewed.
T-bills were being reviewed.
You get the point. Now, it's contributions of pensioners. It's so big an issue. And today is a Friday. I don't know how the story would unfold and the explanation that government would give. But I'm monitoring a certain conversation on a particular platform. And as usual, government communicators would want to pussyfoot the issue like they always do. What are they trying to do? There was a government communicator who was indicating to me that, well, we now have to trace the trajectory of the indebtedness, where it started from. Now, the moment a government communicator starts talking this way, you can understand that the person wants to move into equalization.
So Shandov, before you go ahead, the whole idea of successive governments trying to discuss failures instead of successes is a concern that we at WTV will have to highlight a lot, so that we do not want to discuss the fact, oh, minimba no ba fitele kla, and so that we are discussing more of our failures rather than our successes. I think you must highlight this conversation. Tell our friends who are doing politics that we, the citizenry, are looking for a certain support, a certain cushioning, and so that when we are suffering, and you need to come and communicate to us to suit us, and you are talking about the fact that, oh, you know, we are managing it a little bit. The previous people made it worse. I think it's a concern. Shandov, I need you to throw more light on that.
Exactly, it's a huge concern, and that basically underscores the character of our political culture. Yesterday, the outgone presiding bishop was making that point, that our political culture is defective. And that defectiveness includes the fact that we want to equalize every fault. So at this point, if I were a government communicator, which of course I'm not, but if I were in that capacity now, this is a time for all of them to be, as it were, eating humble pie. Then we are having an upfront nationalistic discourse. Okay, this is the situation.
To look at the way forward.
What is the way forward? But if you now say that, look, we want a tally and find details of the accumulated debt, so that we'll know that it was this president who actually contracted these loans and didn't pay and all of that. You see, when we do that, at the end of the day, then we lose the cracks of the conversation, like Osofo was saying. But I think it must be our responsibility to ensure that we don't have those bipartisan and binary conversations. It doesn't help anybody. This is the time that we must come and say that, look, because you see, some of these pieces of information, when the domestic debt exchange started, there were people who were picketing at the Ministry of Finance. We had a former justice of the court herself going there. Should our mothers and our fathers be alarmed and, you know, start trooping to the offices of Senate and, you know, expressing agitations and all of that? We don't need this as a country. So respectfully to all government communicators who may be watching us this morning, I think the admonition is the fact that this is an issue of a national character. Let us forget about the fact that once upon a time there was somebody in office who perhaps may have contributed to the fall that we have. Let's focus on the way forward.
You see, Papa was working for 15 years and taking money out of your monthly salary for the next 15 years. That is 180 months. And giving it to one person to keep for you. And you make sure that this money is stashed somewhere. Probably if you had placed this money into real estate, if you had placed this money into something else, it would have fetched you a lot.
Absolutely.
And then I wake up in the morning and I hear this news. You expect me to still contribute to you?
Exactly. So right now, and I pray that the panic.
Before you continue, I want to go to the phone lines and pick the thoughts of 𝗟𝗑𝗏, who is a labor consultant, and for now, one of the astute men in this country who has what it takes to speak on matters like this. Mr. 𝗟𝗏𝗏, you are welcome again to Sorena Shrine.
Good morning. How are you, brother?
We are fine, sir. 𝗟𝗑𝗏𝗏𝗏. Amen. Miagbofa. Akpanamau. All right, Mr. Austin, I'm sure you are privy to this whole, will I call it a mischief of the fact that if we are not careful, the almighty Senate will have its reserve depleted. And this is an internationally acclaimed agency talking. It's not in a Ghanaian situation where we will say somebody is doing politics. This is the whole ILO talking about. How did you take this news when you heard it, sir?
Well, as far as I am concerned, it's not strange to me at all, because we knew it would come. When it would come, we didn't know, but we knew it would come, and so it's not strange. Yes. I hope you heard me.
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you clearly. Please go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah.
𝗟𝗏𝗏, please go ahead. We can hear you.
Yeah, I said we knew it was coming. It's a question of time when it will happen. So it's nothing strange to some of us.
Wow, this is not good news. Do we attribute this to successive mismanagement of SNAIT by successive governments?
Okay, let me tell you this way. In 2004, when workers were clamoring for a change in the management of affairs of pension schemes, as a result, President 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 put together a committee to speak about pension scheme. I had the privilege of being one of the commissioners. I was selected by NAT, so I actually represented the commission. We started work in 2004, and around 2007, we had completed work, and President 𝗟𝗏𝗏 got the pension scheme law also passed. Unfortunately, he could not also have time to have it implemented until President Standard came to office and implemented it in 2010. But during the time of writing the pension scheme, on which I was one of the commissioners myself, we realized that SSNIT can collapse. So at that time, we knew that. Indeed, it took myself and Josephine Amwa, who was then the director in charge. He was the overall boss of the commission in charge of insurance. The two of us were selected to and find out how best SSNIT was operating. And to our shock, we realized that SSNIT was full of all manner of things out on air. It made him discourage people. And we tried, that's why the second year, we did not have the scheme remaining only as SSNIT. So we had 3-year approach, SSNIT, statutory, compulsory deduction from people's pay, and second year, and the women for the market who appeared before the commission made it very clear to us that if we allow only this SSNIT scheme to operate, they will not participate because they don't believe in SSNIT.
Okay.
So even this was market women in 2004 and 5 thereabouts.
Wow.
And so we introduced a second tier, which is also statutory, and made it a private scheme with the view that we might have the fund managers to be more proactive and they will be mindful about the need to invest, put the money into the yield better than SSNIT. Then we introduced a third tier, which is not compulsory, which is called the Provident Fund. So people are free to, go into whatever they want. But the first two are statutory, are compulsory, and this is intended to protect the interests of working people in the future. And future, people think future is quite distant. You can imagine since 2004, this thing was started today, so many years ago. And now we are talking about this kind of. So we knew it was coming. It has come. So what is the way out? The way out is what I'm expecting.
The way forward. What do we do?
Governments past. But I am not interested in talking about past. The past is gone. Today and beyond, government's hand must be completely taken away from SSNIT, control. Because government is not the owner of SSNIT. SSNIT is a state agency only because that is the vehicle that will hold the money of the owners of the money. The owners of the money are the contributors. And government is not a contributor. Government come, government go. But now government which come and go and cannot be seen, cannot be talked to by anybody. Now that government will take the money, use the money, and get away. And because of the kind of system that we have, even if you take them to court, not. So I think that if workers are learning their lessons, if the citizens of Ghana are able to think and learn anything at all,
okay,
Mr. Gabe, this is a lesson for them to learn and not to be following people cheapishly. That's all.
Okay, Mr. Gabe, the NPRA is a mother regulator for the SNIT and then other private sector insurance. Has it served its purpose since its inception?
The introduction of the NPRA was part of the deed in 2004. It was non-existent. We introduced it. We introduced it because we wanted SNIT and the new fund management and provident fund to have an independent regulator. But no matter what you do in this country, particularly Ghana, when you have the long hand of partisan politics into everything, SNIT and the fund managers, I mean, right now we have a haircut. We have financial restructuring going on in this country. We have destroyed the fund management system because government has not been transferring the money to the fund managers, and government has not been doing what's expected. They have been restructured, payment because of the indebtedness of government. And they are even courageous still talking about, having to form a government. So clearly, there's something wrong with the Ghanaians. NPRA is not doing its work, shockingly, and it's virtually being by government. That's why we are where we are. So, if I have to speak about this matter in the manner in which I have knowledge of it, because I was one of the commissioners that wrote the thing, there will be no country tomorrow. People will be angry. And I don't think the government will be enough for the next time.
Mr. Gabe, recently there has been some changes at SNIT. The boss has been changed and all that. Could this be one of the reasons why the boss was changed?
I don't think so. That's part of the interference. And I blame partially organized labor. Okay. Because organized labor is the only voice that we have as a people. We don't have, if the army, for instance, will talk about a thing like this in an angry manner, then it means they are making coup. But nobody should dream of coup in this country. That is the reason why we have civilians forming their own bodies. We took the army out of the plan, took the army out of the plan. We allowed them, they appeared before us. We allowed them to continue doing because of some of these things that embarrass them, get them angry, and so forth and so on. And so, if organized labor can and tell government to hand off the SNIT, how come that the Minister of Finance have a major say the management of affairs of the SNIT? He has no right. It's not his money. The money belongs to contributors. It's not for government. So, if NPRA will do its work well, we won't be talking today. That's why we put them together. Unfortunately, the usual hostility of Ghanaians 𝗟𝗜𝗍𝗘 is our own party, our own this. That's what is creating the problem. And I hope they have learned lessons.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Mr. Gabe. We'll get back to you. We'll have to invite you into the studio to talk extensively on this matter. But before then, we want to say thank you to you for speaking to us on this particular subject. Okay. Back with you. You realize that just last week, teachers came out to say that their Tier 2 pension scheme, government has deducted, but hasn't sent it even to the pension fund managers. Now, the mother body that is SNIT is telling us that by the year 2036, the money would deplete. Now, here is the case where most of the teachers would have to go on pension. And then their tier 2 has not. Yes, Osofa, I can hear you. Their tier 2 has not even gone to their.
It is not SSNIT themselves that is telling us there's going to be a depletion. That is the precarious nature of what we are discussing. It's not SSNIT themselves.
Yes.
So
I understand.
SSNIT themselves knew there was a problem brewing, and as 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗘 has said, this is something that began way 2004, and around the time, even at the era of President Kufuor, there was that seeming collapse in the near future of SSNIT. So my dilemma now is that why will you also sit for an external body to come and see your weakness and disclose it to all of us Ghanaians? That is a sad one.
Yeah. It means that they were not doing something right, or they knew what was happening and they decided not to say anything to anyone until, of course, someone came in.
And that is the same hideous attitude, respectfully, that Austin Ghame was talking about, as displayed here, when he says that if he wants to go into the fine details, you know, blah 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 blah. I think at this point, the approach must be revelatory. We are at a precipice of a national crisis, something that could collapse. I mean,
a whole nation.
The earnings and I mean generally an entire nation.
The formal sector, the number of people in the formal sector are more than the number of people in the informal sector.
If you're a labor consultant and you are privy to some fine details, these are the times, I mean, you must be honest about, you know, the actual situations. I didn't understand him when he made the comment that if he were to go ahead and make some revelations, blah 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 will happen. But already, are we not going to collapse already? At this point, everybody must. You see, that's why I keep saying that we try to be overly and needlessly politically, you know, correct in our disposition on national matters. There is an issue at hand. If you have relevant facts and details that can help us understand the issues better, which other time do you want to disclose these pieces of information? When again does he want to do that? Okay, so I think maybe we may have to probe that particular comment. That was the takeaway I extracted from everything that he said, making the point that there are details. Yes, he established the fact that he has been knee-deep in part of the processes, and therefore he knows, yes, a couple of things. The things that Austin Ghame knows, we should be knowing it by now, and every other person, so that when we are even proposing solutions, it would not be out of, it wouldn't be from a vacuum, it would not be off the top of our heads, it would not be speculatory, but it would be rooted in the actual facts. We like to be politically correct all the time. Also, I don't know if we may have to.
This is something, as Asna rightly said, one of these days we need to bring 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗘 to the studios, and we'll provide producer maybe an assignment for you. Let's try. Look, we can't hide anymore. Let's get the labor consultant who is fearless, who has lived beyond successive constitutional political government, come to the studio and break this down. Our duty as a television station is to inform and to also bring solutions as well. But we make progress, dear people. Let's go to the second story. I owe you no apology for doing my work. Ashanti Regional Minister to ECG. Another mischief.
You see, Osafo, yesterday we were talking about the fact that Napo made a comment, and I indicated that Napo's comment came in, or it has been there since his time at the Ministry of Education. And then he moves into another sector, and the statement still continues. Now, another person has made another statement. You see, whether or not someone is right or wrong, this is something that happened. I don't know why people keep making statements that would make us so unhappy. I sit here today and I ask myself, someone is doing his work. That is the reason why the person has been pushed to that particular place. Now, per the letter that we read, you realize that it was at January 31, 2024. And as we stand today, we are in April. Today is about the 26th day of April. So if the person has gone in to even do otherwise, isn't the person right, 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗘? Is he not right?
What are the factors of this development?
So you owe someone. You have given out a timeline. You have given out some conditions or agreements on how to pay the amount. Now you have started. I'm giving him a little understanding to the story. So KTU owes ECG,
so that we can know who really.
Yes. So KTU owes ECG. Even the fact that they are using prepaid, they still owe ECG. Now they've come out with an agreement to pay ECG. Latest by January 31, 2024, they are supposed to have completed payment. And we are in April. So if I'm the boss of ECG, I go and I cut the line. Am I right or wrong?
Well, of course, you are.
Because from January, February, March, and you see the crisis we are going through. They said it is 𝗛𝗏𝗍𝗍 or or 𝗛𝗏𝗍. Whatever it is, we are going through a lot. Look at the country we are living, where the sun scorches and no one can stop it. But coupled with 𝗛𝗏𝗍, and someone is owing. Okay,
I think I saw the story, but I just wasn't particularly privy to the details. This is what I honestly think. In public service, decorum is very important. Okay, intent may be good, but the approach must be well calculated. I have never been in favor of two distinct public officers clashing before. I don't favor that, because more often than not, the moment we get into that situation, rival camps are formed, battle lines are drawn. The ECG office is stationed in the Ashanti region. There is a regional minister. Under normal circumstances, all of them are supposed to integrate their efforts, collaborate and work for the good of the people in that enclave. All right. So regardless of the situation and who may be wrong,
when the Accra Academy was cut off, was the Accra regional minister aware of it? I'm asking you. Was the Accra regional minister?
I have no idea whether
when they were cut off, did he come out to say something?
The point I'm making.
What did the finance ministry do?
The point I'm making is that you see, regardless of who has been wrong, okay, can we devise a more cordial approach in dealing with some of these matters? Because right now, the outlook out there is that the regional minister is now clashing with the boss of ECG in that enclave. I'm saying that even if we are able to pay the debt, okay, let's assume that, okay, today government authorizes, a sum to, of course, pays the debt. The friction may be existing, and that may even compound the situation for us. So anytime
should the regional minister call for the arrest of the ECG boss?
Upon the fact that the ECG boss had ordered the disconnection.
Yes.
Okay, of course. That too perhaps may be.
Then of course we should go back to the issue that happened in Parliament. Parliament was also disconnected. Did we call for someone's arrest?
What I'm saying is that that may be an extreme measure. Absolutely, it may be extreme. I mean, an arrest is too frontal. I mean,
because he's doing his job.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's lawfully executing his mandates, and he feels that at a point a disconnection would compel payment. So I think they should have dialogue. That is what I think. Dialogue should have been the way forward. But calling for his arrest,
and he was actually arrested.
And I may not know. He actually made sure he was arrested. I mean,
and then on top of it, I won't apologize.
No, I mean that is too much of an arrogant disposition on the matter. I mean, because I'm not holding brief for him, but whatever the inspiration for making that order, I think it was too much of an excess. I mean, sober minds.
𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗍, is Parliament, is KTU bigger or mightier than Parliament?
Of course not. Of course not.
So what is the whole situation about
that? That is why I'm saying, look, if we were
because the whole Parliament House was disconnected and nobody said it. Even the president couldn't say anything.
If you ask me,
they had to pay.
You know what I think? You know what I frankly think? I think because it looks like a simple issue that should not have degenerated in this manner, I'm compelled to think that maybe there are facts that we do not know. Perhaps there has been a turf war that has long existed between the two
between the two personalities.
Exactly.
Tensions, and not the two entities.
Absolutely. Okay. Tensions perhaps were brewing already. Otherwise, if I am the ECG boss, you're the regional minister, and I execute my mandate, and you feel slighted, or you think that my conduct was too extreme, properly speaking, call me. Yes, that's the point. You should even be lobbying me to rescind my decision. But for him to proceed immediately to order his arrest and make sure that the
security personnel arrested him.
Of course, no. He's the regional minister, and constitutionally, as the regional minister, he heads the regional security council. That is
why I asked that when Accra was disconnected, when Parliament was disconnected, who was arrested? Who called for whose arrest? No one.
I think this is an embarrassing issue.
Yes.
And Shando. No matter what it is, I am also of the opinion that both of you are working for government. I mean, why don't you just smoke the peace pipe? Because once it goes to the public, it is your boss, which is the government in power, that suffers. You are working for government.
Yeah.
Why don't you just look with favor on your other colleague? I mean, to call for an arrest means that I will show you where power. Make sure baby to be
exactly. The power play.
Make sure baby to be.
Let's go onto our screens and watch what the regional minister's explanation to this whole story is.
Very much well.
Okay.
National one now also catch Public Utilities Workers Union. Say one Kumasi Technical University for no can who say and now here say Obebo National Task Force number, which are two contradictory statements. For doing my work as chairman of the security authority in the region.
Okay. So this is the explanation the minister is also giving.
I am interested. When he says doing his work, when he says doing his work, is he mandated to be arresting, I mean, other public officers?
Or to be interfering in other people's work?
Of course. When he... I don't understand what he means, but
because you see, from the ECG's boss's assertion, he also says that he didn't even authorize the thing, but it looks like it is an agreement that the task force, the national task force, is going to go around. And if you come to Accra, they walk into our homes every day.
𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏 would have to come again. Honestly speaking,
he would have to come. He has to apologize.
He has to properly apologize.
I mean,
I've just listened to, of course, we may call this a _NIPET, and it doesn't make sense. When he says that he's doing his work, so the question then arises, is he mandated in his line of duty, is he expected to, I mean, facilitate the arrest of people he thinks, in his opinion, are not? I mean, I think there's another piece of doubt that it should not have happened in the very first place. Like Osofo put it.
But dear friends, the posture for me on national television is not even a good one. I am speaking to journalists, and as I said, it's the usual. Make sure baby to me.
So because I have the power in my hands, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, that pushed, and you know, there was no remorse in the voice, or relaxed. He felt he had. But again, I'm saying, and that this may be my last.
So you see this one. If today Simon Osei-Mensah decides that your house, you have a problem, and you call the same person, you are in Ashanti region.
Of course, you see.
Now, what would you do to the person?
That's the point I'm making. That
you have power. That is his jurisdiction.
After we have crossed this bridge, both parties must be able to reconcile their differences properly. Yes. Otherwise, the repercussions and the overflow may be, I mean, too hard to handle. But
who transmitter I say? Now I'm for ECG boss.
Of course, because if it's a very resentful character, you accommodate some grief in him, and he may want to pay you back in your own coin. But then you have
nothing to do because he is the boss. He cannot authorize him to do.
And he may justify whatever he would do.
That my people were not on seat at that time. So you can sleep in darkness.
But I was saying that if you look at it properly, because his reaction was disproportionate. I mean, careful can here, and you are the regional minister. I mean, you don't authorize arrest, but because it is looking disproportionate, I am inclined to believe that perhaps there is an underlying turf war that we all do not understand. So, my reportorial instincts as a journalist, I'm being inclined to say that go into it, go and find out what there might be something we all do not
behind
know.
The scenes.
Exactly.
Maybe behind the scenes they are having their own beef.
No, exactly, because I'm saying
this thing could be political.
Exactly. It really doesn't make sense. Yeah. And you see all the back and forth, the explanations that have come from both quarters, it is not pointing to anything significant. There's an agreement. There has been a breach of the said agreement, and therefore action is taken. This shouldn't warrant an arrest, but maybe somebody would have to delve deeper.
Interesting. So we've activated our phone line 025-625-3461, 053-835-0625. Enti na yaka insem afa snits who say yanhwe ya by the year 2036 ne de na sika no asa. That is say menewo the age that we are in, the age brackets that we are in, myself, 𝗦𝗍𝗍, those who are left with more than, 12, 15, 20 years to go on pension or to retire may not have their monies given to them in the same proportion that we are all expecting. And so this is what we're talking about. And we also spoke to Mr. Austin Game. Then we moved to the Ashanti region, where the minister called for the arrest of the 𝗟𝗍𝗍 boss in the Ashanti East region in Tino. These are some of the topics that we've been discussing. So the phone lines are open. There's a message. It says that 𝗟𝗍𝗍 is mistaken in taking the power out. The minister is just arrogant. Okay, so it says that the 𝗟𝗍𝗍 did not mistake. Okay, so the 𝗟𝗍𝗍 did not mistake taking the power out. The minister is just arrogant. Anyways, oh, I love your outfits, co-host. Oh, thank you. I didn't know where this message is coming from, but thank you. So the phone lines are open: 0256253461 and 0538350625. You can also step in and let's have beautiful conversations on that. So you're saying that the minister should actually apologize?
An apology, the remedy should go beyond a retraction and an apology. It should go beyond. I'm saying that there should be a well-coordinated efforts to bring both parties to the table, iron out the issue, understand the underlying circumstances properly. Because I'm saying that, look, if he apologizes, trust me, it is going to be a mere superficial and cosmetic gesture.
You can choose to do it.
Exactly.
And it may not come from the heart.
That's the point. Just to, end the whole, controversy.
End the whole
but there is more. There is honestly more, because very disproportionate conduct. He should be there.
Anyways, Marcus, let's move to 𝗏𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏 is in the news again. It looks like every other month we would have something from there. But hello, good morning, Samuel.
Good morning.
You are calling from across, so good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You too. But hello, good morning, Samuel. Samuel, we are listening.
Please, you see, we are in a nation where we have contributed to SNET for many years. We have our parents who have worked so hard to put their money in the coffers of SNET for their future and their children to come and their generations to come. So if SNET has mishandled or mismanaged funds, and in the near 2036 or in the next years to come, is going to affect us, I think the government should sit down, look into it, and reshape things. Because people have worked hard to put their money. Some people don't even have any money somewhere. We have people who are also workers privately, not government workers, who contribute to SNET as well. So if you want to say that in the next years to come, we don't know the number of years, but to say 2036 years to come, and there will not be funds, or there will be depletion of funds. I think government has to look into it. Because it is going to cause a whole lot of mess in the country. With the 𝗟𝗍𝗍 and Ashanti regional minister, I think the government should come in. The man has to apologize, because you cannot speak insolently and arrest your fellow government worker or your fellow colleague. They have to sit down, look at things well, and make things straight. We're in a nation. They're looking for the progress of the nation, the generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you too. Fireman, good morning. Yami Adam.
And I pay fireman around. I don't see that around. He needs implementing for. Omo da sinita no, omo ni ye pa minum ene ye papa no me ndi ni ye. Young man, me papa no ma ye duma sa na mu tiki omo na ye sinit. Ina mu be ka tell say e bedu mu to be sika ni ma e bio. Adam who better mu kum ya na ase den. Atem we no nkofo ye ma me penifo ma ba pension no bebre omo atem we ama bikra e ya raka do hospital sisia. I'm telling you. Obi wonu ma okanu we do kra kunu because ni sika nyina na e da hono. Who the ka tell say e bedu mu to be say sika ma ye. Penifo mu lukusha. Na mu just can the mom and yes I did the best one my mo and when my yasin papa on a certain Ashanti regional minister within the way we be unprofessional pa say this city you don't kanya why you have to go and arrest the boss. To me no it doesn't make sense. And when they say oh mun kan was in them but one man na kitchen Ombra no me pacho enya sadia akufado onyi nebi onji eduma ni finishem na mishramu muni na menye eduma.
Yo, amen. You see with the hello, good morning, Francis. You are calling from 𝗏𝗏.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Me feel say to say me brother, me papa, son of a camp. Maybe there are certain issues that she shall say. Young na ihu and tisadia na anye. Miss na him say ebi ka say dum so ebi say nye dum so. Nti na me hwehwe mu na me hu say anye dum so de ene na ebeye say ebeye so dum na and pay minyanka obi beye sa calculation na ama me say Mr. Sando betimi aye dia taking y to be dum and then x to be so. Prove that Dumso is equal to or not equal to Sodom. Second one, I'm person make us suffer who Senate issues.
Okay.
Niami meshe ne say ye juma ye for make labor friends and to say not ni ekeka ho. Ye beshe they are there for us. Into almost sorry. Na almost hwehwem. If this thing is not recoverable, so someone to me recover na emwa adwumaye for that chia. Sa component na was in it no. Omonje nka ho no mo manage. Because wo hwe bibi ti say na ta omonje teacher for si kan manage. Esan de bi kura bon be sia wo ho kire won a. At the end of the day what is due them they get it. Nti then na amanfo tu esikama senate. Nanka senate kura betimi de bi abon be sia asenya ho fa so de ama won na achi or their atria wonka. Na asem we ba it's not the best. So they should look at it. If they cannot recover, omun dissolve normal finance and institutions no normal manage my.
Okay. Hello, good morning. Government official 1, over free home.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is a government official 1 calling from Ho in the Volta region, to be precise.
Okay.
I want to take on the Senate and the so-called doom saw that NDC want to let the Ghanaians know. So I'll start from the doom saw.
Okay.
I want to say this and to say it on the record that this is a technical problem, not like what we witnessed under the former President John Dramani Mahama, that for the past 4 years that we experienced the light out and the so-called timetable and the self-inflicted doom saw that they impose on us. But as we speak, for some parts of the country, where I am now, the light is stable. That tells you that, yes, it's a technical problem. So I want to tell our NDC fanatic that they should wait. And I'm also suspecting something at the ECG, Greco, and whatever, that they want to sabotage somebody. They should stop that. If they want to sabotage Napo, fine. But they should stop that thing. For now, it is not good for the nation. For the Smith, how can you deduct somebody's money and later on to tell the person that you don't have money to pay? Why is the money? Somebody must be questioned. Somebody must be arrested. Somebody must be brought before the book or the law. If not, I want the president of the land to sit up and make sure that these people, they do the right thing. Good morning to your good listeners.
Okay. From Ho to Kumasi, let's speak to Akoto. Akoto, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Nyamia Domo, what's way?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Amen. Now, when you had the program, they say there, more social issues now across Ghana. You know, I say Ghana, more any standing there. One, almost says to say public hospitals and teaching hospitals in are buying a double fees and charges. And I want to hear.
We are listening. We are listening. Oh, we are listening. Who now? Who hear what session it?
Say, O call hospital now, o the car, okay, 800. You see, I over to 1,500. You see, when you say about rebasso for the past 3 years, 4 years, I'm going to say 4 years. Now, put procure some materials, or changes school uniform. When you say, see, almost now. I'm a Chinese school uniform for MPP colors, blue and white. And I'm a want here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know.
If I saw them also, more and more central to money. More Casana binding to the oil, and yet, if I saw you so.
Okay. Maybe I show
you. You come out here, we. And what? I shan't see regional minister. And yes, more Afarley station and American be action of oh, but I some now, dear. Put their mammy fellow and mechanic.
You, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
There be me. Snitch, you see, Yajiagu snitch, no. Almost say, the canal she did 2035 and San in San Francisco. That
is not the story. That is not the story. The story states that by 2036, Sikani Besa, contribution in contribution no enka. That is what the statement is saying. The statement didn't say that by 2035,
by 2035, no. Now, I mean, make up no. That is a music and I had to go in. I say, Okra, watch them, but most of you at them go for me, man, you won't watch him.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So, all that we are saying is that, per the report, by the year 2036, they say I will 2024, into 12 years from today, and there baby I tea. Ya nhwe sikana ye dia masnit ama okrama ye ninano iti wo share ejumasi by the age of 25 sika dia masnit na obenya 60 years ubeko no sika no
actually 2029
by 2029 sika na Sunday ba iti by 2036 na
complete depletion
so
is this we are just some 5 years away. Yeah.
Anyways, Yanko Northern Region. Hello, good morning, Fatao.
Good morning, senior.
Good morning, Etio. Good morning.
Aha, medawase. Why are the Yamishrao?
Amen.
Miniaba, Ukata Yamipa, Yamishrao pa, Bemano to Ayadie. On say, me far when you were in a Micha or from Comna, another prayer, Ejmaura, Micha Alhaja Habibu Idris, MP Matolom constituency. Asema Budiafi and Ibno. Ghana ha. Certainly, I may catch them on the NDC, NPP, and Cafe and Imdudu. Ama nipa bebre mo ntimi kan no kore o se mo ye mo program no na obi wo krampo ofe krampo onima asam kora obeka na o se ai ye di state ye di doku atade ye MPP atade na I don't dey problem now so ye di predication to buy the person mo si enya de pa etomre bia mo mayan kan no kore ni fata ko mo bi MPP. Now to a tom ready MPP idea and your crampo meetimika. Now people who hold your omwaji na etasi. We are there NDC no dear open. NDC idea and your crampo on Timinka. MPP idea on and your crampo on Timinka. A tom ready a mummayan cano cray. Your cano cray ever boy or minus in ye do your party or mino. I know what Jamie Papa Loyana or Bilboy him and Midawat.
You, yeah, that's it. Hello, good morning, Winnie. Oh, Free Accra. 𝗦𝗍ci𝗿𝗍 Ufre Free Accra.
Yes, madam. Madam, good morning.
Good morning.
Madam, good morning.
Good morning.
Me pacho unim Asante Regional unim there's a function between Alliance side. ECD boss no our Alliance side. Is he and Minister also work by Umia side. There's a problem between
this one we cannot say what you are saying is
madam, let me tell you something.
But your Kasana we can't substantiate it. Bakoso Tio.
Madam Tio, there's a problem or that. ɛhyɛ suma ase nti they are fighting wɔ suma ase dada nti nti chi na ɔmo chi no ɛyɛ function a ɔmo ku wɔ suma ase dada aha
okay Kwesi that's it una your last
I mean it affirms the earlier point I was articulating. That is true.
They may be having some beef somewhere.
That's what I'm saying, that the reaction is extremely disproportionate. So by all means, there must be something. Yeah, there must be something. And it wouldn't be far from this, island rivalry and all of that.
We can't associate that issue. But before we go, your final words. Then Osofo comes in.
Oh, for me, I think going into the weekend, I think everybody would have to delve deeper into the whole conversation around SSNIT. Again, like I said when we began, I've already seen some government communicators attempting to justify the issue and equalize the fault by requesting for a tally of the deaths profile, so that, of course, what they'll do simply is to match it against, compare the current death profile to what has existed before. Then they'll say that, it was actually
during
ADC who did X, Y, Z and all of that. Such conversations are steeped in outright, stupidity, if you ask me, because we can't be building the country that way. All right, we must get to a point where we depart from the bipartisan idiocy. Everybody is talking about NDC, NPP. Let's look at the national focus. We must be thinking about the states.
Interesting. Thank you very much.
So I think 𝗏𝗏 has nailed it right on. There is a bigger hammer that is coming to WTV. This hammer, we call it Jesus's hammer. Now, this Jesus's hammer will not look to the left, to the right, will not look at any partisan color, but will straight away look upon the development of the state. Then that is the program we are bringing to you called the state. The state will have officials who are vested in the issues, being interrogated and being asked of their opinions dispassionately when it comes to how we must move forward. Look, if we don't do this, posterity will judge us. For how long can we be party A, party B, party C, party whatever? Can it be the nation? And that is the program we are bringing to all of you, the state. And come the first week of May, all of you, our viewers, get glued to your television because we are coming. Me say, said yes to Bekano Sana. Thank you so much Nat, for having me. I am still here.
Okay.
And we'll bring you the other segments. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Osofo, yadasipa enti sene yakano ne noa na yakano no. Enti abo eat in the wa oni me ko try ho aba ye ko nuti kakra. Ye ba e de apomuden e na afi so insurance minutes ebebro.
There is always a story on the train of national discourse, a host of thorny issues begging intelligent analysis and unbiased scrutiny. But how do we interrogate these matters? Through the regular lens of partisanship or through a spectrum that focuses on the national good? The answer is the latter, and that is why the state is here. Here on the state, we turn our backs on the political gimmicks, ignoring the endless propaganda and opening our doors to honest and critical assessments on all matters of national interest. Our focus is to generate compelling solutions to the litany of problems in education, politics, health, governance, the economy, and all other areas of national life. We also bring you closer to the narratives on the streets, bringing you up to speed with the voices of ordinary men and women who cannot be heard. It's a platform of truth, objectivity, and impactful Christian-centered engagement designed to better the lot of all and sundry. Join me, 𝗏𝗏, this and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Wesleyan TV for this all-new current affairs program. For sponsorship, please call 059-311-0733 or 025-625-3461. The State, probing the issues, digging the solutions.
Wesleyan TV, reaching out to the world.
So pesa obeye ensentrenua. Enye school bi akeke ene wo se woko. Ene school a mekamfo dia ma wo a. Eye Oxford Institute of Business and Journalism. Admission ashase 2021-2022 academic year. Our 2-year NAPTES diploma programs BTC, Journalism and Media Studies, Business Administration, and Hospitality Management. Short courses are between 6 months. Cosmetology and makeup, digital and social media marketing, radio broadcasting, and video and photography. Our facilities are Wodua, Ebebo Wadishia. Your hostel facilities are Obenya Baby Ada, TV, and radio studio. What be your practicals? Obetro computer, environment Nanka Sansono. And why ye come? A church for so, Woma Bing. Nasa wo Wadishia. Attachment, any adjuma samudi. Wini how cry. Enti kan way. Kope admission forms nibi tosi siya. Eye 60 Ghana cedis. Ewo ye 2 campuses nina. Kumase kwada so Oshimase Rollers. Ana Santasi Star Junction. Ana Frey 0504-234005. Ana 0244-724087.
Power Specialist Herbal Hospital. Emamuna Akwaba, Ediba Accra branch yi mu. Pokuase Kwabenya Main Road no so. Aha eno manfo a ya wanya fracture. Jese wo na mu abuo africhie. Na empokura wo susu se bia obi na ato omaduro. Wo konya akwanhia pra. Aha no nya yaresa. Dr. Kosua Aduaya, enipa yenim na bia yenso aka na ahwere nim anadwo. Wo bedi wato ho ahwew se ebetoa. Wo asori ako. Power Specialist Herbal. Ewo enfidie scan ye hwehwe wo nipadua no mu na ekse yare kura hawo. Wo do mu nro na nam no asan yare kura. Yare ba ko so ne saye o mumbre pa hepatitis B, sciatica, stroke, diabetes, akomamu yare ahoro, typhoid, awo, dunso mu yare. Ni nyina Power Specialist Herbal Hospital Koko Accra or Kwabenya ACP Road Kumasi or Feyasi Wani Josbro filling station the division mu and attack so Anadi Estates Customs Road Ghana have a bio will be anfre 0244 54 44 22 and 0200 38 38 31.
Power Specialist Herbal Hospital.
Hepatitis B Ayarisa Fian Kasa.
Ashefo Emra Society Apomodin Ensem Ebebro Medin Ede Mesna Apomodin Semno Pip Test Institute Omwokumase Omuna Omwaso Yasne na sesi aye kaseidie ene be share RTI mu insensem na Dr. Morrison is standing by.
Mohwa Omosore pe obi omu hunti sa na ombe sinizi sa. Yes, etumi banisa, but this situation obi obenya common cold and obe sneezy for more than 2, 3, 4 weeks. This obehu ne doctor. Ebiada there's a bigger problem than that. Most often sinuses here make maybe an chronic sinusitis and our serious allergic reaction be or say yes na ye bon ban edemano. But ordinarily no common coldness I didn't cranche. But say chedea and then misrara. How do RTI spread? If it is flu, they are necessarily a virus because it's in the air, it's in the environment. You know, if it's an allergic reaction, now generally no seasons or seasonal. Embribi wo hwa etaba ntieba obedwin say wona wo dey asan obi and yes but we are all in that environment nti obi atumi nya bi nti da enye say eno wona wa spread na mmom efan to say the flowers pollen abrochi na sa de no no because pollen no enam wiem nti etitonam from adene kwa efa ho a so betumi enya bi so that these are the methods it will spread amongst so what I'm saying is that these flus or influenzas are normally seasonal. If they are seasonal, they are in the environment. Maybe they are caused by pollen, they are caused by dropping flowers that are dropping, and they produce those kind of allergies. So it is not that you have transmitted it, but the environment is so saturated with this that anybody within that space can easily get that. That is why how come in the seasonal period, quite a number of people have this kind of allergic reactions or the common cold. You want to know why sometimes if we are in our own kitchen, we are cooking, and we use pepper, then suddenly we start sneezing. Yes. The nostrils have what we call cilia. Everybody has a kind of hair within, and then we also secrete. These are all sensitive things. They pick up those signals, and then it's the body's reaction to them. And the man who sneezes, it's a bit too powerful for you. So, but it depends on each individual. Me say, me banami who say, oh, shrimps. I can start sneezing immediately. Obisu or no crop on our basis shrimps now. Into everybody and his or her allergen. It depends on the threshold, and Abema will react to those things.
Ashefo na ye papa Dr. Morrison and ne okanina ne say onya code na etoato aso bebre dia na kire say wo say okohu doctor sanso na yare bi ye o ebi ene wa unhuna mu entino yi anase china bi wasori na otipae o omu na ejai na asaba biom dia na kire say wo say okohu doctor enti yare bi ha wene no make sure say you just see a doctor for that but then edemis na apomodensem no aha ena edibesi na me adoma Monday ye de ne aka no ebebro apomodensem no 𝗟𝗡𝗄 Institute ena eso ya sen na edebrel ye twa ye ho abasisia
𝗟𝗡𝗄 Institute ayaresabia ahotoni asumdua hyehoma edian no wakwankyere ni adekodi apoten no a epiama otokoso wa abrabo mu nanso sensanom ni nubone fa basa betwa wa akwan mu a eyi wa adwene firi obotaye no so wo 𝗟𝗡𝗄 Institute no yebetumi aboa wo ni wabusuafo a muhia mo anyina ma wogye ayemodea ye ayaresabia asebi yebeboa wona a wato nsane nubone fa ntentan mu ayaresabia ibotaye ne se ebeboa adwuma mu nimdifo asuafo ni nipa ahodo nyina ama watu anamwa edikan a edifa ahodie bebre won mpanimfo a ye ne won di dwuma no bi ne won a wo hwe adwene mu yare afutufo ni adokotafo ni anesefo a wode won ho afiri nsanom ne nubone fansem yatete saa nimdifo yi na wo nimdia ne nyoma pa ebo ayarefo no na de atwam nso ne se ayaresan hyehyeye ni gina abefo hyehyemu ni USA hyehyeye a wadidi dwuma no 𝗟𝗡𝗄 ayarehwe ne fie die nyina ayepe yayaresan hyehyeye no gu ahodo na ebi ni medical monitored detox program residential rehabilitation yesan tumi fa ye nananom akwa ahodo so sayare na ebi nso ne group therapy 12-step AAA programs recreational therapy ne nia ekeka ho ayarefo ne da akyehye ase bra odi ne nan besi biaye ho no a 𝗟𝗡𝗄 Institute ya abefo ayaresabia ehwe wona a wadosuko won sane nubone efemu na ani wiase afana hyehyeye nyina nso yepe adampa ahodo a ye wonu bi ne VIP rooms professional rooms standard rooms and air conditioned rooms laundry services ye free ahobambo nsem nso wo sro kama yesan obia ya osua de na eba no aduane sem de a uni hawkra ye na chukwan wo kumasi kochi e wa santimantem Ghana sawu penchwemu bia nso a mepa chow frayan wo 0245849185 ana 0322496188 USA Fonson frayan wo 404-735-7697 Abe Fontaine Tansu Behunu Yenwo www.𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗄.org 𝗟𝗡𝗄 Institute, the Extension Center for Integrative Therapy, home away from home.
Hello, it's time for Insurance Minute here on WTV. My name is Ms.Na. Insurance Minute is proudly brought to you by 𝗟𝘍𝗲 Insurance Company located in Usu behind the Presbyterian Church. And today is Friday. And so if you're traveling, if you are moving from your place of work to another place, please do well to take good care of yourself and drive safely. If you are also crossing the road as a pedestrian, please do well to cross on a very good spot so that you find yourself in that bad situation. And so we wish all of us good luck. And if you are looking for an insurance policy to buy, 𝗟𝘍𝗲 is the only place for you. But ACD has a message for us.
Ebusiafo, midin di AC 𝗟𝘍𝗲. Obetumi afra me ACD. Me a virtual insurance underwriter. Metimi aboa ama wonsaka motor insurance policy sima eduntem. Nia ubeya ne so besane me ha e WhatsApp number iso 050-168-7806 na enchekra me jejuma no ama.
If it must be done, it must be done well.
Oh, that'll be all for the Friday edition of Insurance Minute. We'll be back after this quick break with our grow. And so do well to stay back and enjoy.
Agro na sodeja Wesleyan TV yezi Jesus Christ ruko wiazi inara
Yema ahefo nyina chen na yema obibia akwaba ene anopei emfamra WTV kasamfo nyili so emra so se anopei no metena se na mede agro segment jumedie no ede ebrahefo ene anopei na hyene so ema me se production team no Felix ene lead ene omatumi aye jumedie no omatumi aproduce ne kama